Yeah, it's Captain Timothy Carnahan, C-A-R-N-A-H-A-N. The reconstruction is a infinitely more detailed and more complex investigation into the circumstances of a crash or other incident. And so, as opposed to, if you want to use the term, an ordinary crash that doesn't have severe consequences, where the officer does perhaps a few measurements, takes a lot of photographs and interviews witnesses, the reconstruction is really a three-pronged investigation. It's a detailed look into the actions and the operator of the vehicle, any mechanical considerations. Thursday there's going to be a detailed examination of the vehicle, to include, if it's possible, download of any sort of sensors, airbag sensors, or any sort of monitors that may give an indication of vehicle speed, direction, braking action, steering movements. A lot of that nowadays is captured by onboard systems in many motor vehicles. But also looking at the roadway, taking detailed measurements of any marks or tracks or scrapes or anything on the roadway that will give an indication of exactly what occurred. And then when you take everything what occurred, physically and mechanically, you attempt, to the extent that you can, to answer questions about why things occurred. For example, you may be able to determine, independent of witnesses, whether or not a light was on, depending upon the type of filament that the light may have had. If the light is on and there's a crash, that filament will be altered, stretched, or bent, which would give you an indication, for example, that light was on at the time of the collision. So what we want to do is do as detailed an investigation as we can for both the agency and for the family and for the citizens and government of the town of Salem, to answer those questions about exactly what and why things occurred.
I suppose every case is unique, but would there be a typical time frame for this sort of work?
It'd be difficult to do, simply because every time that you go into one direction, it may lead you into seven. But for example, there are certain things from the autopsy that we will be waiting for, that we're at their mercy. Sometimes toxicology takes a long time, mechanical inspections. Some electrical or technological components may be sent to others to get an in-depth analysis of certain things. So it would be very, very difficult to speculate at this point. Plus, the investigators also have a caseload of their own, but we will certainly do our best to try to get answers to the family and to the agency as soon as we possibly can.